Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for your time first. Uh, Let me set the context for our panel. First, any innovation or anything, something very different which will prosper the economy has to start at level one, which is nothing but engineering mindset. And second level is ingenuity. And third level, where all my speakers always work, is magic. They create magic in their own disciplines and get something very, very efficient, liked by, and insist a behavioral change in the personas there which they are working with. And we'll see and what their experiences are and what insights they bring onto the table. Now, let me start with a very quick introduction. I want only one line introduction about you. So, we come from startup world. So, elevator pitches, right? So, this is 30 seconds, exactly. We are elevator button press pitch. So, we'll start with Dr. Vijay.
Hi, good morning. Good afternoon. I am Dr. Vijay Avnashlingam, Principal Scientist from National Academy of Agriculture Research Management. Also work as additional CEO of ADIA Incubator.
Okay.
I am basically a farmer. My father is a farmer and my father's father is also a farmer.
Super.
Thank you.
Keyword is the farmer here. Super. Grounded.
Yeah, this is Dr. Gudipati Venkateshwarlu, but you can call me Venkat. So currently looking after AgHub, Agri Innovation Hub, located in Professor Jayashankar Telangana Agriculture University, which is established in a hub and spoke model, a unique and first of its kind in this country. Thank you.
Thank you. Dhruv.
Hello, this is Dhruv. I'm currently serving as partner strategy and innovation for Eternify advisors. We help larger organizations and governments in managing innovation internally as well as scouting innovation from outside. On the other side, we also help innovations in accessing markets and building strategies to go global. That's all. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Debojit, founder and CEO of an education-based skilling startup called Cracked. We empower tier 2, 3, 4 people, including rural youth, to get upskilled and have dream jobs in their career. I'm also the host for a very well-known founder podcast called Barta India Dekho. And all the projects, including these two that I've done in my life, are all born out of pure passion. So yeah.
Passionate upskiller. Okay, that's the keyword we have. So that's the beauty, that there is a spectrum here. All colors are here. We'll see and we'll deep dive what everyone has it. So I'll start with Doctor. What do you think the policy / research and the entrepreneurship, the interference of all three, right? How does the magic happen when all three come together? And I need a very quick answer for that. And just to add, this is in context to rural tech hubs, because you said you're a farmer. I know you definitely know the context.
Sure, nice of you. To link or to speak about being a farmer's perspective is something which I feel ultimately the way how they get benefited first and foremost. As a farmer or as a layman or maybe a scientist working in an ICR institution, I would like to know whether the technologies have been penetrated and really did a good work for the farmers at the grassroots level or not is my question. So my vision is like for ICR, we always think how to connect farmers, researchers, and extension personnel. But here it is different. We have to bring some innovative lines to bring and connect farmers and entrepreneurs. So grassroots innovations play a very important role. They do lack in many of the issues is linking to the markets, connecting the people with not having more education and affordability, and to say very shortly, it is achieving the economies of scale.
Super. I think taking a cue from there, because Dr. Vijay was speaking about extensions, connections, right? And you said AgHub is a hub kind of a model.
Yeah.
So can you elaborate more about it? Like how this hub model is helping Telangana as a region to grow, especially in the agro sector and your view from the AgHub's point of view.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, before taking up
Mhm.
about my AgHub, just I would like to give some answer for your question.
Okay,
That is a combination of
Okay.
policy, research, and entrepreneurship.
sure.
How it
sure.
is working.
Uh-huh.
I say it is working like a magic.
Okay.
And the example is Telangana. I think you all agree with me. Telangana, earlier we used to get a trademark like a label, like a IT hub or anything. But I say Telangana and Hyderabad is hub of hubs. Hub of hubs.
Okay.
It's not that I am saying being a ag hub, we have T hub, we have V hub, we have Y hub, we have Nutri hub, several hubs. That means hub actually everybody understand it takes care in a holistic way,
That's right.
in an ecosystem. So with the due support, policy support from the government, with good investment in terms of the infrastructure for enabling environment in Hyderabad, creation of T hub and related like TSIC, REACH, T works. So it's not that just we isolated one incubator or we created one vertical and all. Absolutely. So I take pride being a son of the soil of Telangana.
Okay.
Little emotional for me to say, because for 31 years I was outside of Hyderabad or Telangana working in Indian Council of Agriculture Research. But for last 3 years I have been here enjoying this ecosystem and having all this hub and the research. We have 23 premier institutes of agriculture in this Hyderabad city alone. From ICR, the highest number of institutes located in Hyderabad, 8 research institutes like rice research, millets research, oil seed, dryland agriculture, all these things. And also we have additional flavor ICRISAT. So why I'm saying being a hub of several agriculture research institute, obviously always connected to farming and rural and all.
Yeah.
So having this particular establishment supported by enabling environment from the government and having great youth, having the attitude to jump into this particular arena. So this is working as a magic.
Super.
Yeah.
That's
So-
the reason I called you all magicians. Okay, I'll move to Dhruv. Dhruv, see, again, it's a connected story from what Doctor said about once the research is in, infrastructure is built, but the next step is to work with the last mile user to get basically pilots so that we can test and get the feedback. That's the basis of design thinking, right? And you've been working with IIT Hyderabad too, and now in the new role, you've been working with the bottom of the pyramid talent. So tell me what as a strategy consultant you yourself, what are the 3 important things you have to see to get pilots or successful pilots out of the foundation what has already been laid?
Okay, so when particularly we talk about the rural economy and agriculture economy, and I'm talking not just for India or Telangana, I'm talking like across the world, particularly for countries similar to India. Like I don't want to use that word, but what are called to be the third world countries.
Okay.
Okay, or the colonized countries. That is a better way to put it. Okay, everywhere the problems are similar. One is we don't have economy of scale. Okay, there is a big digital divide, and I will not say digital divide. It is more about digital confidence.
Okay.
Okay, and all these countries have done the same mistakes. So when we were given our freedom, be it Africans, Scandinavians, or India, or rest of the Asian countries, we all were actually working on our natural resources. So agriculture, I put it the same way. So something which is growing on the land. So agriculture, your blue economy, and mining and everything.
Okay.
So typically how growth happens is you focus there, then you go towards industrialization because all this is consumed there, and then you go towards service sector because they are going to support the industries.
Okay.
All the countries made the same mistake of skipping industrialization. We didn't focus much on industrialization, and we focused a lot on service industry because we wanted to achieve a scale and catch up with the Western world. And now that is one thing we are looking at. That if we really want to support agriculture, we have to work on how the processing beyond after harvest, post-harvest processing or post-harvest issues have to be sorted out. Those are not going to be sorted out by services.
Got it.
Okay, so that is where the gaps are. So so that is an example. Same we have looked into fisheries business in Andhra, Telangana as well. Lot of work is happening. Nobody's looking at logistics for them.
Got it.
Northern part of India doesn't have access to sea coast. You don't get marine fish over there. How you're going to put it there?
Right.
So these are the major challenges. So we look at the complete supply chain and then we see where the gap is. And if your pilot is only going to be successful if that gap is being fulfilled.
Super.
So we apply design thinking a lot, and at the policy level as well we do that, just to understand. We might succeed to do a pilot in Telangana, but if we really want to capture the Northern Indian market for blue economy, we're going to fail.
Got it. Got it.
So that is the third thing which is missing.
Super. Thank you. I think let me connect next that answer to you, Dev.
Yeah.
Now you work with talent a lot, which are center of all the things, right? They have to perform. So we were speaking backstage, right? With advent of Gen AI and so much workforce available for us. So what are some trends you're looking, especially on the skills which are required right now for them to succeed, especially on the rural side of things, right? On the rural value chains, if I can say, and how you use like institutions from Dhruv, both the doctors here, right? How you make use of these institutions to make sure the success is there.
No, in fact, great hearing from all three of you in terms of the inputs you are giving, how we are carrying these initiatives forward. My work is to work with this rural youth that are coming from these small villages and towns and then take them to the jobs first in the towns and hopefully global eventually. To answer your question, Aman, Abhinav, the first exposure is the digital exposure is very low, right, in the rural youth, right in the beginning. And you're asking about Gen AI. Sometimes even asking them to operate a mobile phone becomes a little difficult right in the beginning. And I'm talking about that youth also that we are managing. So first is a good amount of exposure to digital tools. I'm talking about CRMs, to Excels, to PowerPoints, which they would need when they get into a job. And then they realize that Gen AI is actually easier than all of these because it's eventually just a chat window, right? And if you are good at that, and then the world is on your feet. Yes. And then there are certain subtle skills that become very important. For example, an entrepreneurship mindset. All of you spoke about entrepreneurship. The mindset becomes very important, where you have a problem solving mindset and not a problem identification mindset. Those two things are very different, and we with lots of years of experience realize that. Then there is also the overall communication. When I say communication, I don't just mean speaking, right? It's listening, speaking, reading, writing. All four are massive weapons for all of us to expose us into the world. And eventually, if they actually get into any form of entrepreneurship, that also becomes very, very critical. And therefore, we combine that with body language, tonality, understanding of the person that you're talking to, and therefore judging what frequency are they talking to you on, responding accordingly, not panicking in taking risks. Another big problem that comes from this particular youth is there's a lot of risk aversion. And if they would have seen their parents or their grandparents struggle for even basic survival, their risk taking becomes a very, very big issue. And if you tell them that, okay, I'm going to give you a certain fund and you're going to use that and then trying to build a business, they start calculating how many months will I survive with that fund. Correct. Rather than saying, how can I use it to get to 5x or 10x? In fact, all of us would have done that if you would have considered entrepreneurship, including me, when I eventually left my corporate life and got into this. So talking of skills and mixing the new trend of AI into this, I think these are some of the things that we look at.
So you see it is definitely a catalyst.
It's a big catalyst. It's a huge catalyst.
Super. Now let us segue to the other segment. I think this is more about what are the challenges happening in your day-to-day life. And I go to Dr. Vijay. Dr. Vijay, what are the challenges you're seeing, because you run a hub and there is definitely a lot of partnerships you do from private, from government, and from other not-for-profit organizations, but still there is large scope of expanding or creating impact. As a leader, what are some definite challenges you see for creating a larger impact or an everlasting impact?
It's a wonderful question, Mr. Abhinav, because see, maybe the time what we have taken is only 30 minutes, but the information what we are going to explore is maybe for 30 hours.
That is right.
Sure. I do agree with Dr. GV sir, what he said about rural, this Telangana is the hub of hubs. What Mr. Dhruv said, it's been one of the value-based enterprises. And what Mr. Sen said about digital India. Again, I start from the same process where I initiated. Innovation in linking the farmers to become entrepreneurs. Obviously, we require skills. Challenges is only lying in the skills. We do have more number of students graduate, and we have more number of supply, but we need to work towards demand-driven approach. How the academy, the students who are being maybe a dropout or maybe having a basic education, whether they have enough, they are skilled at in any sectors which can make them to be the needed person in the whole society. First of all, to speak more, rural technology hubs is really a marvelous idea which is being by the Telangana, and it's one of the leading hubs across the whole. Not only in the country, it's for the world. It's not only confined to cities, it is reaching to all the villages, all the districts. So we need to reshape the livelihoods of the farming community.
Correct.
How do we reshape it? First of all, we need to convert the labor-based entrepreneurship into value-based entrepreneurship. First and foremost. Second one, try to provide more agri-related technology innovations to the people. So that is not going to come without assessing the real crops, climate, and the culture. They are totally woven within each other. If you don't understand the phenomenon, what is being inside, your technology will never reach out over there. We do have, I would just say one more important thing. At the Government of India side, there is a principal scientific advisor to the Government of India and the PM office. They have been working for bringing out the grassroots innovations to become an entrepreneur. So we do have lots of grassroots innovations. We have many innovations. How the rural technology, we need to find out some mechanisms, modalities. And I do agree with Mr. Sen, the basic word, if I want to say, the mindset. Once if you don't have the mindset to take the business to next level, it cannot be sustainable. So inculcate adequate skill, education, and provide more support. Entrepreneurship always required stimulation, support, and sustenance. So this is the basic pillar.
Super. I think that's the infrastructure you're trying to build. And what I take away from that is the design or the approach has to be rethought. And that's how we can easily take care of the challenges. Dr. Venkat, I want to focus now. Dr. We just spoke about the challenges, but I want you to speak more about the success story. Now, you have a vast experience. You may take a success story which you've seen abroad or here, how a rural tech hub can create a real impact by combining all these different tenets. Yeah. If you can share a success story with us.
Yeah, in this particular space, AgriTech or rural tech and all, currently we are already witnessing the success in terms of the drones, application for several application, and the penetration is really good, very satisfactory, and several players, particularly startups supported by other agencies and all, they have not only just entered and they are able to do and deliver. And what my assessment, the way we are seeing now, no one is plowing with bullocks and all. Absolutely, you can't see a bullock cart also in villages, and tractors are taken care. Similarly, down the line, believe me, and also remember, there will be no manual spraying, manual utilize of that, and drones are going to replace, and which brings so many advantages, like in terms of efficiency, in terms of time, in terms of the input saving, and many. I can list out at least 20.
And safety too, right?
Yeah, wait, that's the ultimate advantage. Safety, time, efficiency, environment. Most important, environment also. Not only personal safety, and unnecessarily we are not throwing here and there.
Correct.
Considering all these things, I think it is going to be a revolution in our agriculture, particularly. And added to that, the advantage what I am looking, currently our farmer is very old. The average age of Indian farmer is about 58 years. And hope if anybody goes to small town and village, you don't see any youth, right? Only my contemporary people are there, but children are not there in the age of 20, 30. Now, if current average age is 58, what will happen after 10 years? Who will do? But there is a one wonderful opportunity. The youth are interested in digital. I think, yes, they may be not equipped currently, but they are inclined to take that. Instead of plowing, they like to use smartphones, mobiles, and that is the reason now several youth are coming. Even Indian women, now drone Didi scheme has come, is well accepted, and lot of demand. Now look at that. It's not only just spraying. Now drones have come even for seeding. Now what is happening in particularly Telangana, labor shortage is the biggest challenge. And even transplantation, even small harvesting, we don't have labor. And currently, if you look at we have first-hand information with rural, and sometimes we see labor coming from Orissa, Bihar, West Bengal and all. But today they are coming, but there is no guarantee after few years. And now we need to have alternative. So look for alternative in terms of technology. And definitely technology will be accepted by our youth. They will not, they don't like to enter the field, but they wanted to operate. So for that, we are blessed with so many AgriTech in terms of IoT solution, AI-based solution. So sitting here, I can irrigate my field. I can look at any incidents of pest and all. So this is the world what we are going to witness in very few years.
Super.
True. I just want to add here.
Please.
You are absolutely right, sir, that the current youth is not attracted to a traditional farming.
Exactly, traditional.
But even in a tier 1 city, the youth is very interested in looking at AgriTech. And technical solutions to use tech and therefore get to the answer. And if the current age is 58 years, we don't have an option but to move in that direction.
Right.
We are actually optionless. So, but there is a lot of green shoots coming in that area across all kinds of cities that we have in India. Even in the, I am from Delhi, stay in Delhi now. Even in Delhi, people coming out of Delhi University are saying they want to take up a career in that. And you're absolutely right in the point that you mentioned.
Oh, thank you, Dave. Now this question is to Dhruv. Dhruv, Doctor spoke about definitely some challenges and some inspiration and also some opportunity, right? But from your vantage point, where do you see private players with their CSR funds or otherwise too are invested in this ecosystem? Do you think there is enough or there should be more?
So I'll say there is money on the table, but the solutions are not scalable enough. That is where the gap is. Okay. So when a agri solution comes out, it is specific for a crop or it is specific for a region. And that is not where not a traditional, a corporate investor would like to put their money in. So that is what we have to understand. So if I make a generic tractor, I can easily raise money. But if I make a solution which is specifically for a certain crop, there is a shorter chance.
Because of the demand.
Because the scalability is very low. And your risk, geopolitical risk is also increasing.
Got it.
Okay, so I have a very good example. So There was one company we invested 3 years back. They increased shelf life of fruits without using any external chemicals, no refrigeration, nothing. It is just not even a packaging. They put a similar to a silicon sachet which we put for dehydration in our containers and all. Similar kind of sachets. It has some natural extracts of some oils which naturally initiates the protection mechanism of a fruit. And they were doing it for banana and mango. What happened and they were able to transport mangoes from southern part of India to the extreme northern part of India without refrigeration via train. No, reducing 70% of the wastage. Okay, so these are the kind of solutions which are there. But the problem is they were limited to only 2 crops, mango and banana. And that's why they were struggling to raise investments. There were people who were saying, okay, can you do it for a crop which is much more global in nature?
Got it.
So that is where I see a gap. So money is there. Like there are a large number of enterprises who have money, who want to put money into this direction, not just as a CSR, but as PE or equity investments as well, because everybody want to make money. But the problem is here. Even government and policies are much more supportive, but this is where we see the gap is like the kind of expectation industry have, the investment industry have, that is not being able to fulfill with these solutions.
Got it. Thank you. So that means there's a lot of opportunity, but there has to be a lot of convincing which has to be done with all
So
the stakeholders.
both sides are ready.
Yeah. So they're waiting for Dhruv. Okay, so this is my last question, and this is for each one of you. I'll start with you, Dev. I want you to become a soothsayer or gaze into crystal ball now. Now you are in 2047, and what do you see from your point of view? India's rural tech hubs plus skills as an ecosystem look like? And keep it in 30 seconds.
Sure. I think the lines between calling it a city and a town and a village will become much thinner over time. 2047, we will have, I think, at least 25-30 more Hyderabad's. What Hyderabad has done in the last 10 to 15 years. And similarly in all other stratas. Secondly, I think most big leaders in Indian organizations will come from rural background, and I'm telling it with a lot of confidence because I see the rate of change that these kids go through in the beginning of their career as compared to a more entitled kid in a tier 1 city. And therefore, the leaders of future are going to come in from the rural backgrounds. Are my 2 thoughts, I think, on this.
Dr. Venkat, same. So you are gazing a crystal ball. You are in 2047. Now Indian farmers' age is much more higher now.
I think
So what is your
by 2047, there will not be like no rural, no urban. It looks like almost same.
Is it? Okay.
That means we get. If you see, I think you must have visited Kerala.
I did.
You don't see this is a village.
It's a pocket.
It's spread over.
Correct.
So no disparity between rural and urban.
That is right.
Right.
That is
so that then all tech based.
Okay.
Naturally, the human interventions will be very, very minimum. Always, I think you don't require to conduct a panel discussion like this.
It's
obviously.
Yeah.
So anywhere you can sit anywhere and reach out any point.
Okay.
So in single sentence, we will be in a global village.
Lovely. Okay. Yeah. I want you to conclude, sir. That's the reason I'm waiting for you. So next is Dhruv.
Okay. So there are going to be bigger changes. One is the shape and the kind of devices we use are going to change completely.
Okay.
2047, we will not be using mobile phones. There will be lesser devices we'll be using, not more. Okay, that is one direction, and everybody.
Yeah, just a control. Okay.
No, you can see it like with the new Apple Watch, with a smart glass, you don't need a mobile phone anymore.
Makes sense.
Right? So
computing is on edge.
Yes. So computing is coming on edge. So there is a shift happening. So there are going to be lesser devices, and that is going to impact one larger thing. what Prosser is saying and what the gentleman is saying is we are going to become a global village because this disparity is going to go off. People are going to trust each other more after that. Okay. So that is what we have seen in the rural world. Trust is becoming a challenge. So once the devices will go off, the trust will increase. Okay, that is one.
Yeah, please.
Just to add here.
Yeah.
Now, what is happening? Farmers are selling their land and buying a flat apartment here,
Okay, now
and
people-
our people are selling or investing in a farmland,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, it is true.
So now there will be some normalization.
So, but during this time, what is going to happen is till now, Telangana, Andhra was known to export talent out.
Okay.
Now the talent is going to come back.
Okay.
Or at
attract.
least
Okay.
before we start retaining, first the smart talent is going to come back, and the second level talent will start thinking why I am going out, I can be retained here. That is what this guy is going to do, and that is going to happen. So
Super.
2047, that is what I see.
Okay. Okay. We'll see. All nice things are happening. Dr. Vijay, now it's upon you.
Yeah.
Do you agree with them? Disagree with them?
I never go for disagreement with anybody. Yeah.
Diplomacy.
See, positivity always enlighten us,
Okay.
and everyone have a positivity. I
Uh-huh.
don't find any negative all over anyone,
Okay.
because I have my uniqueness in my life. So to become a rural tech hubs, to be successful,
Okay.
collaboration is very important.
Okay.
You cannot work in isolation. So it may be a technology generator from IC or maybe SAUs or maybe any institutions.
Yeah.
You need to have a support. The government have established wonderful mechanism in the name of incubators. Technology generator, incubator is there for rescue the agribusiness.
Correct.
You do have the investors. Investor is behind you to support you.
Very true.
You have a wonderful mechanism of non-governmental organizations who are working at the village level, voluntary organization, many commodity groups, farm producer organizations. And you do have not only these people, private industries who also work for the welfare of every person. So, but only the thing is public and private. Public have a vast infrastructure. Private is having more efficiency, effectiveness. How do you combine both of them? That will leads to the final thing. So I would like to say only about 3 statements, which is very important for me.
Okay.
We do have a number of mechanisms in Telangana, like you have TSIC, Telangana Innovation Council. You have Kakatiya Sandbox, which has been established. You do have much VHub, T-Hub, and you do have our agribusiness AIDEA, and we do have AgHub also. So, but these people, we want to make the rural innovations, rural platform to the national platform. Second, build a sustainable, self-reliant economies at the village level. Try to bring innovations become normal, accessible to the Indian villages in 2047. Thank you.
Superb. Thank you. That was our time. And some keywords what we take from here is global village, borders will be blurred, very positive outlook, and definitely there is a lot of tech in it. And thank you again for your time. And we know this is how the magic happens. And I wish you all the best in your endeavors, all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah.
Questions?
Are you up for taking questions?
You can ask, man. You can ask. Anybody is interested to ask. We are ready for it.
I actually wanted to have a comprehensive perspective from all of you. So the way I heard the session was there's financial literacy required, digital literacy that's required, and there's AgriTech literacy that requires to be penetrated into tier 3, tier 4 locations. So I'll ask both the doctors here, what are your challenges into penetrating that literacy downwards? And second question would be to Sen, because you are working
Listen. I would complete the first question. Then you go to Mr. Sen. Okay. For me, there is only 3 words: innovate, establish infrastructure, and invest. You will definitely become one of the leaders in your own arena.
Okay, great. So he mentioned that therefore you are the one who's actually establishing an infrastructure for
It's first of all, it's we have to feel very lucky that we have that kind of supply in our country, and whether we can use that or channelize that supply in the right direction to build the heaviest infrastructure across the globe. And one of the big reasons why India is accelerating in its economy is that youth, that hope of that youth. The average age of the farmer might be 58, but the average age of India is below 30, right? And that gives us a lot of hope as we move along. So I think there's a lot of potential. Yes, there are distractions, and sometimes I feel lucky that they are not exposed to the extent that a tier 1 student is exposed to, because it is easier to mold them once they decide to take that direction. We need thousands of organizations like mine, I feel, or large organizations which has to get into this space, generate the right kind of skills, put the right kind of skills to generate the right kind of employment for the youth. Then let them decide whether they want to continue in the rural area in the agri-tech space or want to get into the city and take up a corporate job. Let them decide. But the talent is infinite. It's about giving the right direction and letting them decide.
Great, perfect. Now that brings me to Dhruv, sir, finally. Now you mentioned about scalability. Now he's saying that we can give them the skills and we let them decide. But then how do you let their decision become scalable such that rural also becomes like urban and becomes a global village like how Dr. put it?
So the problem is we want to educate them in the same way we are educating the urban youth. That is where the problem is. Okay, the urban economic models doesn't work in rural India. Okay, because the economic cycles are different over there and economic cycles are different over here. We make monthly salaries. There you make seasonal incomes. Okay, so your complete financial model has to be different. So this is the education which is missing. So unless and until we start working on these gaps, it is not going to be scalable. The moment you actually understand this problem, that the education to an urban youth and an education to a rural youth are going to be different. The MBA for a rural youth has to be different. The financial models they have to learn are very different than financial models somebody sitting here in a fintech company is figuring it out. They are very, very different. Okay, so that's why a lot of companies are failing at that level.
Just I
Yes.
add a social perspective for that rural. I tell you, technologies are there, but rural youth, why they are not accepting, why they are not able to stick to the rural setup? Social perspective, I tell you, a very, very honest statement. If a young person continues to farming with latest technology, gadgets and all, he will not get married in the current scenario. That is the truth. So now actually he has to find out. He has to have life. So I tell you, this is that. That's why, as I said, down the line, once there will be no disparity between rural and urban, so those social problems will disappear. As long as social problems are there, then it is difficult. Many times we discuss and debate, hey, why the technology is not reaching? First of all, we should find a person to be there, right? One has to be there to take the technology. Then only the technology will be really working or not. So the mindset also, the perceptions and all those things have to be changed. So only technology will not be enough. The social and other dimensions are very important to play in this.
There's one question from there.
No, I think
Yeah.
the time is person, but they are here. You can speak with them in person. No problem.
Short question.
Okay.
So we are talking about Telangana's model for agriculture and skilling and innovation. I just want to know why we're not talking about hydroponics as a major bridge to reduce the distance between rural and urban areas, as to how we can reduce skill labor for younger youth per se for rural areas. And we're talking about drone technology in rural areas as well, right? So hydroponics it helps us decrease the labor and helps us create more organic food. So I don't know why we're not talking about it. I mean, is there any other reason that is not viable here in this situation?
No, here we have not discussed any specific technology.
No,
In
I'm just
general, we
trying to
were
ask if
discussing-
is that one good way to bridge the gap between urban and rural innovations?
Is hydroponics, does it has potential or will it play a larger role in the grand scheme of things?
Wonderful, man, because it shows that you are a youth connected with how we can cultivate in the terrace and other vertical gardening. Really, in my 26 years of experience, I would say you, hydroponics is like a tagline which is been, it's not been going to connect with the grassroots level people, because hydroponics, when you work with the people, it needs, exactly, you cannot go and cultivate everything on hydroponics.
Right.
There is a limitation.
Yeah.
We have a project, not now, it was about 20 years back. I was working at Uttarakhand at ICR, Vivekananda Institute of Hill Agriculture. We started establishing, going for European vegetables. But what happens finally is we produced more number of lettuce, spinach, and broccolis. But further, what happens is nobody is there to take off it. Then we connected from Uttarakhand, Almora to directly to Delhi for Mother Dairy. So hydroponics is like a fashion statement. But to reach to that level and providing or feeding the 8 billion population of our world will becomes a difficult scenario.
Right.
Probably in the long term, this may get succeeded because everything
No, I mean, if you're
changes.
talking about 2047 vision.
Yes. Your idea is good. You will work definitely for it and you would come it in a very high level of shape. Thank you, man.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.